Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. Okay, well, it's Friday, which for a lot of people means it's payday, which for a lot of people means, gee, I'm going grocery shopping today, tonight, tomorrow, something. Is it me? Or, well, no, I know it's not me because the data proves that. But has anybody noticed that the food recalls we are seeing are coming out very quickly? Just looking this up, we hit a record last fall for the highest rate of food recalls in a decade. And lately, it seems every day I open up the news, whatever, and there's another recall. And sure, some of these things are minor, okay? The package was mislabeled or something. Some of them are high level 1 risks, which could lead to death if people consume this stuff. We look at the problems that we have in the food supply chain right now with eggs. Even though the price is coming down, they're still expensive. Chicken is expensive. I don't even want to talk about beef, okay? So it's getting harder and harder for people to afford food. And now you've got to be careful as to what you buy. Just this morning, we heard the story about a coffee company that had their ground coffee recalled in 15 states because it was labeled as decaffeinated, but it wasn't decaffeinated. Okay. Now, if you've got high blood pressure, that may be a concern. And it's not Maxwell House or something, but you may buy this stuff. But let's look at other ones that happened. Yesterday, Frito-Lay recalled Tostitos tortilla chips. That's a common one that people would do. Stouffer's frozen meals. A lot of people eat those. I still think the lasagna is really good, okay? Coca-Cola had a recall because there was plastic in the Coke, okay? You can go to Target's cheesecake or CFS's chicken salad sandwich or stuff like that. They're not the most common things. Like I said, Tostitos or Coke. Those are things that people buy, Stouffer's, that sort of stuff. But it gets to be important to start checking a recall list before you go grocery shopping. Because sure, the stuff is supposed to be taken off the shelf as soon as it's done. But how many times have you stopped off at the gas station to pick up a Coke as you're driving down the road? You honestly think the clerk at the gas station is pulling all that Coke? No. The big grocery stores might. The smaller ones might not even know, depending on where you're buying your food, okay? I can bet you that if you went into the grocery store today, you'll find Tostitos corn chips, even though they were recalled yesterday, okay? This is just another example of why we need to produce what we can of our own food. You can make your own cheesecake. Probably can't make your own Coke, okay? You could feasibly make your own tortilla chips, too. You just got to have the ground corn and make them, okay? But, and I got a dog trying to get around the, the tripod here. But yes, this is, again, where we have to pay attention, and not just the community. I'm talking about the country. Of course, you'll hear the stories when this eventually hits the news that this is bigger than people are making it out to be. They'll blame, this has got to be because of Doge cuts. Doge is cutting at the FDA or the USDA or something like that. That's what they'll blame it on. Except, like I said earlier, we hit the highest rate ever in 2024. By the way, liberals, that was when Joe was still president. Okay. And it hasn't gotten any better. That doesn't mean that there are not enough people. That means that the quality control at these food companies is dwindling. The USDA, the FDA is catching more. That means they're doing a good job. Okay? Doesn't mean anything about government cuts. It means quality control at these companies. Who's doing the QC? Are they illegals? A lot of food companies hire illegals. Not saying it's all, okay. But the risk you start taking is with your life. Now, chances are slim that drinking caffeinated coffee versus decaffeinated coffee is going to kill you. But when you start talking about food that has botulism in it, listeria in it, this gets worrisome. Take a look at the USDA website, take a look at the FDA website, and find out what's going on before you go to the store. Maybe look at the list and go, gee, I've just gone to the store. Let me go see what's in my pantry already, because you may have already bought some of this stuff. Now, that's not to say that the food that you grow yourself, can yourself, whatever, couldn't turn out to be contaminated. We've all opened a mason jar with the nice white fuzzies in it. We've all opened a mason jar that stinks, that smells wrong. And what do? You throw it out. But I've never opened up a jar of stuff I food that had plastics in it. Something, that is where you start worried. We all know that there are microplastics in all our brains because of this stuff, okay? Because of the water, the food that we eat, the contamination that winds up there. But we need to start protecting ourselves, because while the FDA and the USDA are finding some of this stuff, you can guarantee they're not finding all of this. And it should be the first line of defense being the company that produces the food. They should be the ones making sure. But when they're hiring people that can't even speak English, people that really don't care about their job, the only thing they care about is the paycheck that they get, the pride and workmanship. Well, that's an outdated concept. That's been gone for 30, 40 years, okay? And in some respects, I get it. Companies aren't loyal to employees. Why should employees be loyal to the company? But when you are in food production, food manufacturing, if you will, you're playing with people's lives. Go to a restaurant and get undercooked chicken, for example. What do? You send it back to the kitchen. Say, I ain't eating this. This ain't cooked right, okay? I don't feel like getting salmonella. When you're making your food at home, you make sure it's properly cooked, properly refrigerated, et cetera, so you don't get sick. Why shouldn't the food companies do the same thing? It's not up to the USDA and the FDA to do their jobs for them. It's up to them to find out something and be a distribution network for the news in a last-ditch effort. The food companies should be handling this first. But it's been a while since quality has been the number one priority for food companies. It's all profit. We've heard big pharma, big oil, big food, okay? You wonder why there's so much sugar or chemicals or everything in food. It's because that's how, all this stuff that Robert F. Kennedy's talking about getting out of food, because big food has gone out and can make highly profitable stuff be highly profitable by making stuff that may taste good, but ain't good for you. kill you fast or kill you slow. They're killing you slowly by all the crap, the chemicals, the sugars, and everything like that that we're eating. Kill you fast. They're doing that because they're putting profit over your safety. They won't watch. USDA and the FDA are watching for you, but ultimately you have to be aware because the stores may or may not take care of it. And if it's in a timely manner, who knows? You're going to go out and buy Tostitos today? What if you're sitting there, buy them this morning, munch on them for lunch, come home tonight, and find out they were recalled? Oops, that might be a problem. Pinball out.